Hello everybody, welcome to Mod Fashion. My name is Kim. I'm going to show you how to make a face mask today. One I'm going to make has ties that you tie behind your head, but you can use the same tutorial for ones with elastic that you can just put behind your ears. This pattern is not mine. I'm actually just going to follow the New York Times face mask tutorial that they posted on their website on March 31st. First, what you need is some cotton fabric. I have this fabric, just a remnant, so there's just a little bit left over. And you don't need much fabric, so the first thing you're gonna do is cut out a rectangle that is 9.5 inches by 6.5. So this is the wrong side, this is the right side. I'm gonna actually turn it over and I'm gonna fold it in half. Once you have your fabric nice and folded, now we can do our measurements. So, like I said, you're gonna measure out 9.5 inches by 6.5. So this bottom edge is 6.5, and I'm gonna make a little mark. And then we're gonna go 9.5 inches. So that is right here. So I'm just gonna draw a straight line, and then I'm gonna draw a straight line down. So this is 9.5, and this is 6.5. So now I'm gonna cut this out, and then you also want to cut it down here because it doesn't need to be cut on fold. Okay, next we're gonna cut out straps. So the New York Times website, they have you cut out 18-inch long straps by 3.25. I am actually just going to make a slight adjustment and change the width from 3.25 to 1 inch. So I'm going to measure out 4 rectangles that are 18 by 1 inch wide. And now these can be cut out. Okay, so now the next step is we have to prepare our straps before we can sew these two pieces together. So now you need to go to your ironing machine. The main goal of this is to fold each side about 1/4 inch in, and then you're going to iron it down as you go. So it's probably just easier if you do one side at a time. So fold your strap on one side on the long edge about 1/4 inch, and then as you fold, just iron it down. And you can keep the iron on it to make sure you've got your fold, but that is essentially what you're gonna do on all of them. So if you've ever made bias tape before, this is basically what we're doing. We're kind of making bias tape. Honestly, if it's not perfectly straight, don't even worry about it. So once one side is folded, then you'll fold the other one. So now we can fold our other side. Okay, once it's at this point, if you want, you can fold it in half and iron it down, or you can leave it like this and then just wait till you get to the sewing machine to fold it down. But since I'm already here, I'll just fold it down. So just fold it in the middle and then iron it down. If you have any sewing pins near you, you can put them in to kind of help encourage the fold. When you have one of them done, now you can do the other 3. If you don't have an iron, you could probably use a hot comb, and if you don't have a hot comb, you could probably just use your flat iron that you use for your hair. Now it's time to take your straps to the sewing machine along with the main part of the face mask. Now you can sew your straps closed, so you just want to try to get as close to the edge as possible. So now you have 4 nice straps, and it is time to assemble our face mask. So remember, this is the wrong side and this is the right side. So remove 1 layer, and then you're going to put 1 strap in at each corner. So you've got 4 straps in 4 corners, so you'll put 1 strap at each corner and make sure it is angled inside the mask, so you can just kind of move the excess strap. And if you have elastic, this is the moment where you would just put the elastic here and then you would pin it here. And now it's time to pin the mask down. So that piece that you just moved away earlier, we are going to start pinning all the way around. Grab your pin and then the strap, and then make sure everything lines up edge to edge, and you want to take your pin and pin it through the strap so you know that it stays in place. So at the bottom, we're gonna leave about 2 inches open, so you can put a pin on either side of those 2 inches, so you know not to sew. So this is gonna stay unstitched, and we are going to take this to the sewing machine and stitch all the way around, making sure to leave this section open. It is time to turn this mask inside out. Now we have the beginnings of a face mask. Now, in order to get these folds, measure 1 inch down from the top and then put a pin in. So once your pin is in, you can either measure or eyeball. You're going to tuck about 1/4 of an inch. This is the top of the fold, and you're gonna tuck 1/4 inch. And then what I do is just take this first pin that you had out and then just put it through all layers of fabric and then have it come out the other side. What I like to do to get to the other side, instead of measuring like I just did, I actually really just like to pull the fabric. So once I pull it, then I get my natural straight line, and then I will put a pin through this again. So from here, you're gonna measure down 1 inch and then put a pin in. And just like we did, you're gonna measure from this pin 1/4 of an inch down. And then once it's folded, you'll just put your pin through. And we will get the last fold, just like we did the first 2. From this second fold, you'll measure down another inch. And then from that inch, you can either eyeball or measure out 1/4 of an inch to tuck and then put a pin in. And now you have your 3 folds. I recommend trying your mask on at this point to see if you like how contours around your face. Once you are satisfied with how it fits around your face, then you're gonna take your iron and press all of this down. So now we're gonna take this back to the sewing machine, and you're gonna stitch all the way around because we need to make sure to close this opening. Also, when you get to the sewing machine, you want to finish these tie ends off, and the way to do that is just by giving a little fold, and then you're just gonna stitch it down right there, so then they'll have a nice tucked edge. tutorial was helpful for you. If not, you can find probably hundreds of others on YouTube. And if you cannot make your own mask, then just go buy one, because there are plenty of companies selling masks. And the link to the New York Times article where I got this pattern from will be in the description box. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye.